The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRCMedia, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
This week on FRCmedia News, MBTA test trains have begun appearing on Fall River's SouthCoast Rail line. City children can get a free lunch weekdays at local parks. And voting is open to crown who has Fall River's best hot dog. All this and more coming up. It's Thursday, July 11th, 2024. This is FRC Media News. I'm Keith Tebow. The Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority, or the MBTA, has begun testing trains for SouthCoast Rail along the Fall River secondary line. Project coordinator Gene Fox says the famous purple MBTA trains began traversing the tracks near Fall River last week.
So what they're doing is they're checking the signals at all the grade crossings. This phase is called dynamic crossing testing, and it's to make sure when a train approaches at various speeds, the signals trigger appropriately and flashers go on and gates go down, things of that nature. But it's also wayside signaling, so they'll have a situation where a train is stopped for some reason. Does the signal system recognize that that train has stopped and then trigger the appropriate signal when it gets going again? And that's what we're doing, and it's gone extremely well.
Ms. Fox says from now through when passenger service begins next May, trains traveling upwards of 79 miles per hour will be on the tracks, and residents need to pay attention.
There are people who are still out on the right-of-way, and when we're running test trains, we don't have a set schedule for them. They can run anytime in both directions very frequently. So the danger is far more acute than it was back in the day when you just were concerned about an occasional freight train. It's illegal to be on the right of way. It was never an issue for people before. It wasn't enforced substantially, but I would tell people right now, for their safety and the safety of their loved ones and anyone they know, stay away from the tracks. Please stay away from the tracks. It's not a good place for your dirt bike or your ATV either. And I will say the environmental police have been notified, and they're patrolling more rigorously to keep people off the tracks, to keep people safe. We need to keep people away.
As testing occurs across all SouthCoast Rail lines, work continues finalizing a passenger schedule to Boston. Ms. Fox says that the schedule is likely to be revealed by early next year.
By the end of January, we're going to start the Federal Railroad Administration New Starts testing. So that is based on a schedule, to your point. Basically what it does is for a period of plus or minus 90 days, runs trains on the schedule all the way into South Station and back, and that's without paying passengers. It's just to make sure everybody knows what they're doing, everything's working properly. We have our spot at South Station, we come out of South Station successfully, we get through the pinch point up in Braintree, all these little tweaks that have to be tested and double tested. That starts end of January, early February, and that again is about a 90-day-ish period of time.
Ms. Fox says since the Fall River line merges in Middleborough on its way to Boston and weekend service is available from Middleborough, it's likely SouthCoast Rail will offer trips on Saturdays and Sundays. A lot is being made on this year's presidential election, but Fall River voters will also be going to the polls to vote for other federal and state contests. The state primary is less than 2 months away on Tuesday, September 3rd, and the ballots for the Democratic and Republican primary have been set. Here are what Fall River voters can expect to see on primary day. In the Democratic primary, just about all the federal, state, and county races feature candidates running unopposed. U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren is seeking another term, as is 4th District Congressman Jake Auchincloss. Joseph Pereira is looking to return as the region's governor's counselor. Senator Michael Rodrigues is seeking re-election in the state Senate, as are State Representatives Carol Fiola and Alan Sylvia in the Bristol 6th and 7th districts. 8th Bristol District Representative Paul Schmidt is retiring, and current Westport Selectman Stephen Willett is seeking the Democratic nomination. There will be 3 unenrolled candidates running in November: Jesse St. Gelais, Laura Hadley, and Emmanuel Soares Jr. In county races, Jennifer Sullivan is looking to return as clerk of courts. The one contested race on the Democratic ballot is the seat of Fall River Register of Deeds. Incumbent Bernard J. McDonald is being challenged by former Swansea Selectman Christopher Carrero. There's no Republican running in the race, so the winner of this primary will be the presumptive winner. And finally, 2 seats are open for county commissioner. Incumbent former Mayor John Mitchell is seeking another term. He's joined by newcomer Julie Catherine Ruggiero. Again, there is no Republican opponents, but Gregory DeMello is an unenrolled candidate running in November. Republicans in Fall River will experience a slim ballot on September 3rd. The only contested race will be selecting a challenger to face Senator Elizabeth Warren. Robert Antonellis, Ian Kane, and John Deaton are looking for the nomination. Mr. Deaton resides in Swansea. The other races for Congress, Governor's Council, every member of the local legislative delegation, and all county seats up for grabs have no Republicans running. The last day to register to vote for the primary is Saturday, August 24th. July 1st kicked off the new fiscal year in the city of Fall River. All cities and towns across the United States were beneficiaries of the American Rescue Plan Act, or ARPA, that directed funds for those impacted by the pandemic. Cities have until this December to commit funds to be spent on one-time projects. In Fall River's case, over $80 million. Fall River Mayor Paul Coogan says just about all of the money has either been spent or is committed.
We have to do something with Lewiston Street. That's an area in the city that needs a ton of attention, whether it's trash, potholes, cement. That area is home to one of the major functions of city government, and we have to fix that up a little bit. They're building some new condos right on the side of the building. The place is an eyesore, and we're going to tackle it for the guys that all work down there. So that's one of the things we have to do. We also have to address a pre-K issue that's been festering in the city for a little while. This year, as you know, we're going to have a partnership with the old Bishop Conley to get us through this year. But our goal would be to modify the old vocational wings at the original Durfee High School up on Ellsby Street. But that includes a new roof for the building and sprinklers. We need the sprinklers in the building. We get those 2 things done and we're off and running, and hopefully we can have that done by September of next year. So we're working on that now.
Youth in Fall River can again take advantage of a free lunch weekdays this summer as part of the summer lunch program. Organized by Greater Fall River Recreation, the annual program serving food and providing activities has existed since 1996.
At 7 locations throughout the city. And we also have 3 sites that we serve lunch between 12:15 and 1:15, which is Benny Costa, Father Diafario, and Heritage Heights. Along with the meals, we also have many different activities that we provide to the children. Like I mentioned, between 11 and 3. The meals are for children 18 years and younger, and all meals should be consumed at the sites that they are picking up the lunch. They all need to be consumed at the park or the housing development. And again, if anybody needs additional information, they could go on our website, www.gfrrec.org, or contact us at 508-679-0922.
The City of Fall River, the Fall River Housing Authority, the Fall River Community Development Agency, and the Massachusetts Department of Elementary and Secondary Education will assist in providing hundreds of meals daily across Fall River weekdays through August 23rd.
There's definitely a need. The entire public school system has a free meal program. So that's the main purpose of our summer lunch program, is to make sure those kids are still getting meals throughout the summer. So every year there's a great need. we do our best in trying to figure out from day to day on how many lunches we should be serving at our open sites. It varies, and if it rains, we have rain sites. Those numbers tend to be very low. Not many kids want to walk out in the rain and to grab a lunch, but that's good to hear.
Additional activities sponsored by the Fall River Public Library and the trustees of reservations will take place at sites throughout the summer season. The Fall River Museum of Contemporary Art, or FRMoCA, began nearly 4 years ago to connect the city's history with modern creative expression.
Contemporary art is kind of showcasing the art of this time. So the work that we're showing, for the most part, has been made in the recent, past couple of years. In some cases, the paintings behind me, the artist was very ambitious for the show and has made the work in the past couple of weeks. So it is very new kind of offering. But we're also connecting that to kind of historical, relevance, especially within this area. We see the value of art in a really holistic sense, right? It's not just arts for art's sake, but how that kind of feeds into other aspects of society, whether it's mental health or, tech industry, right? Like art is a real space for emotional outlet, but also, creativity and new ideas. So we see that as a really valuable thing to, across the board. So I think we just want to kind of keep expanding, showing how that crossover exists, in different sectors and industries, how art can kind of play, a positive role in those things and in community.
The museum is housed in the former American Wallpaper and Design Center on Troy Street. Along with hosting exhibitions of contemporary artists, it also connects city residents to art through free educational seminars.
We offering through drawing workshops and the curator talk and these other kind of educational experiences for just the general public as well. We realize how important it is to kind of have this gathering space for community to come to and meet each other and fellow creatives kind of getting inspiration off of each other. But yeah, I think it was something that we wished we had as youth in this area and something we always felt like we had to leave this area to experience. So being able to kind of provide this here, bring students into this space, do teaching workshops and have them, like the summer residency we're hosting where they're actually going to be making their own pieces. It's just a great catalyst for, I think, creativity and the value that brings, and to get started as youth and at a young age is really valuable.
FRMoCA has partnered with UMass Dartmouth to host art workshops each semester for students from Durfee High School enrolled in the university's early college program. The museum is conducting an 8-week summer residency focused on apparel design with 4 Durfee students.
It's an apparel-focused program for this summer, so it could be a marketing campaign for a line of clothing, or it could be, really focusing on drawing a pattern and cutting and sewing a garment really technically well. So the goal is at the end of the 8 weeks, because we are working with Vance & Leathers throughout the process as a bit of a collaborator. We're going to bring the students there a couple times throughout the 8-week program to see a manufacturing space in action, hear from a business owner that's done it for 50 years, get some of that insight. And so at the end of the 8 weeks, they're going to present some type of physical output to the Vanson team in their showroom, and we're going to invite their families and whatnot. So there will be a little celebration.
The museum's current exhibit, Another Dimension, opened 2 weeks ago and runs through September 15th.
We have the work of 5 artists in the space for this show, really looking at, kind of the scope of human perspective. We have some abstract paintings in here that are kind of speaking to different kind of perceptive spaces that maybe, aren't things that we see directly in front of us. The whole show kind of started conceptually with Paul LaFoley's work, who's a Boston visionary artist and really incredible artist, but we have a couple pieces of his that depict the Tesseract, which is the visual depiction of the 4th dimension, which is obviously something we as humans can't see, but it is alluded to as the concept of time. So we're kind of building off of that in a very abstract space, and seeing how we can all kind of come together to consider these, realities that maybe we don't see in our human scope of perspective.
The exhibit is open Fridays through Sunday from 12 noon to 6 p.m. FRMoCA this summer will also be working with the city of Fall River's Adirondack Farm to continue its native pollinator garden project with the planting of a donation from American Beauty's Native Plants and Pride's Corner Farms. We'll have more FRC Media News right after this.
Here are some job descriptions on the latest hot jobs list from the Mass Hire Fall River Career Center. Plant Controller, Warehouse Corporation, located at 88 Current Road, is seeking a full-time plant controller, responsible for guiding, mentoring, and developing the organization's finance team in day-to-day financial activities. Job number 210-73720. Warehouse Associate, Fastenal Company, located at 565 Commerce Drive, is looking for a part-time warehouse associate, responsible for receiving, picking, packaging, shipping, and cycling counting inventory. Job number 210-69056. Software Engineer, Innovative Defense Technologies, located at 99 South Main Street, seeks a full-time software engineer to develop, design, test, maintain, and execute project plans. Job number 210-68908. Splice Service Technician, Verizon, located at 450 William S. Canning Boulevard, is looking for a full-time Splice Service Technician. For more information, call 508-789-7090. South Bay Community Services, located at 1565 North Main Street, has an immediate need for the following full and part-time positions. Behavior Management Therapist, job number 210-79986. Pediatric Physical Therapist, job number 210-72957. For more information about these or other positions, visit Mass Hire JobQuest at jobquest.dcs.eol.mass.gov or call the Mass Hire Fall River Career Center at 508-730-5000.
My name is David Perry. I'm the president of the Greater Fall River Food Pantry. And what we do here is we provide food to clients that are in need. We're always trying to get more people involved in what we're doing, and we're trying to concentrate on youth. And it's all about helping people, and that's what we should all be doing, is helping someone. So it's a great opportunity for them to, come down here and give us a couple of hours a week. It's not long, it's 2 hours a day. And once they start volunteering, it's like a family, it really is. So getting these younger people involved, it's just great. It's great to see. It's great to have younger generations seeing what's going on in the real world, as we call it, and helping out.
I've gotten a new outlook on the community. I've been able to see all sides, helped me learn just a lot about Fall River as a whole.
We like to get students in from 14 years of age and older. It's not about the Greater Fall River Community Food Pantry. It's about what the Greater Fall River Community Food Pantry does as an outreach. We want to reach out to the community. Most schools require that the students put in volunteer hours. We're a perfect example of receiving those students, and that way they get their hours accredited, and it gives them a good learning experience.
Volunteering here made you feel good, felt like you were helping out the community, and also it really helped me out with making my application stand out with having volunteer hours on them. When I'm applying for jobs, I've been on the hunt right now, and I've done a lot more interviews since I did charity work here. Makes you really stand out, and also just feels good helping out the community.
I love hearing other people's lives, how other people live, other people's families. It's interesting, and I really like to do this work.
Come down and see what it's like. Come down and take an opportunity to help someone else. Come and see what's really happening in the world out there.
Welcome back. Fall River is set for another food showdown as residents can vote on who in Fall River has the best hot dog. Viva Fall River is hosting the Hot Dog Home Run, a month-long competition to crown Fall River's best Frankfurter.
Fall River has a ton of hot dog places, probably more than most of the places I've lived. We also love a little friendly competition. So we thought, summertime, let's do something fun. In the past, we've done the ice cream tour in the summer. I think National Ice Cream Day is coming up soon. So this year we're doing hot dogs, and we're kind of just trying to pay homage to those that have been in business for so long, that are like tried and true institutions, but then also calling attention to some of these new places that have opened up that kind of have a little twist on traditional hot dogs. People do like it. I mean, I think anytime you can have a little competition, it's just fun. People are, and we're all very opinionated, so people like to tell what's their favorite, and people get really really into it. They're like, no, that one's not the best, this one is the best. We want everybody to know they're all wonderful, but tell us what your favorite is, and then my hope is always that people will try other places. It's always good to get out of your comfort zone and try something new. You never know, you might find something that ends up being something that you love.
Bun Buns opened its restaurant on Purchase Street 2 weeks ago. Along with dumplings, they serve creative foot-long hot dogs.
A literal foot-long on 2 buns because they're so big. Toppings are Asian themed. We have a hot dog inspired by the soup pho. We have one called the Kimchi Killer, loaded with kimchi and crispy onions. We've got some really cool stuff here, but you can still get your classic ketchup, mustard, relish, onion hot dog. I just hope to get our name out there. Bun Buds is new to Fall River, and I think we've got some really exciting stuff. I think we bring a lot to the hot dog game along with our other cool menu items. I just hope this is a good opportunity for people to see what we're all about. I want to share what we do, and I'm excited about it. I want other people to feel that excitement.
Mr. Weiss began his hot dog journey as a Johnson and Wales University culinary arts student. He chose Fall River as his base of operation based on the attributes of his hometown.
I think Fall River really has good character. I'm from Philly, and I've seen a lot of parts of Philly that have just grown into amazing little hipster areas with cool stores and fun places to eat. Places that maybe had a big booming industry years ago and are now becoming something new with those bones. I see that in Fall River. Additionally, the location's amazing. You're near Boston, you're near Providence, you're near Newport. And you've got people passing through from all different places. And we've got good food here.
The competition will be conducted in rounds, with restaurants being eliminated weekly. The field is down to the final 4, with the final 2 entrants being decided early next week. The winner will be announced on July 21st. Residents can vote for their favorite hot dog through the Viva Fall River website. The competition continues Viva Fall River's goal to spread the word of Fall River's culinary offerings to residents and tourists alike.
A lot of the times when we think about things we want to have, instead of looking at what we already have and celebrating that, what we might find to be commonplace, other people think is really cool, like our Portuguese bakeries, our meat pies, our ice cream, and also our hot dogs. I mean, it's one of the all-American foods. We have a lot of great establishments with our Coney Island sauce, but then we also have, Chicken Story with its Korean corn dogs, Bun Buds, a new place that has these incredible artisanal hot dogs. So we are always innovating, and I think we just need to be better at telling our story and letting other people know of all these wonderful gems that we have. So I think that people have definitely come to see us as a culinary center.
And finally, there was a buzz of activity on Fall River's waterfront last Thursday as the city celebrated the 4th of July. Here's a recap filmed by Bristol Community College Work-Study student Sean Richard and edited by FRCmedia's Michelle Dumas.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. It's Thursday night, and I feel alright. Party's here on the west side, so I reach for my 40 and I turn it up. Designated driver, take the keys to my truck. Hit the shop 'cause I'm faded. Money's in the streets, ain't money, and we made it. It feels so good in my hood tonight.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again? Do you ever feel so paper thin, like a house of cards, one blow from caving in? Do you ever feel already buried deep, 6 feet under screaming, no one seems to hear a thing?
Today we have Betty. She is a 3-year-old Shih Tzu Maltese mix. She's a very sweet girl, doesn't know too many tricks. She does sit sometimes with treats, but she kind of just does her own thing a little bit. But she can be worked with. She's very good with that. She is a little shy when you first approach her, but usually she'll come right up to you, like once she gets a sniff of you. She can be around kids 12 and up, we recommend. Nobody too small, just because we don't know too much of her background. She was a stray. She does know sit, doesn't know any other commands that we know of. You can definitely work with her with like small training treats. She usually likes those. She is a little lap dog. She does like want to be constantly around you. So if you want to come down and meet Betty, give us a call at Forever Paws. You can also visit our website to fill out application at foreverpaws.com. We'd love for you to come and meet her.
Today we have Baskin. Baskin's a 5-year-old domestic short hair, brown tabby, as you can tell here. He likes to find a good spot to lay down. He's a little bit of a lazy dude, but he comes out readily for attention. He would probably do very well with children. We haven't had any children meet him yet, but given his personality and how long I've been doing this, I would be shocked if he had an issue with children. He's never a problem child or anything like that. I don't think he's so much as given a single hiss to anybody. So he's a very tolerant guy. So if you think you'd like to adopt Baskin, you can come down to 300 Linwood Street in Fall River, Massachusetts, and at Forever Paws Animal Shelter. You can see Baskin. Maybe take him home.
That'll do it for this edition of FRC Media News. Please visit our website, frmedia.org, for all the latest news and local information. FRC Media News airs Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Fridays at 5:30 p.m. For all of us here at FRC Media News, I'm Keith Tebow. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next Thursday.